Oh, hey, where'd you guys come from? I didn't know you were watching me. This is Streebo from MVP and Mutantville.com, and I am back to do another edition of the Streebo swag in the Mondo Magic Hour. I don't know. I've got so many names for all these different shows, and the branding is so complex. It's like a Mandelbrot graph. The Mondo Magic Hour, Streebo swag edition. That'll work for me. Figure what I do is share a little peek at some of the cool crap that I've picked up over the past 2 months. I guess it's been about 2 months since I did the last one. As always, my good bargain laws are in effect. I never try to spend a lot of money on these things. If I buy a book from the used bookstore, I want it to be less than $5. If I buy a used DVD, I want it to be less than $5. If I buy a new DVD, I try to catch it on sale for less than $20. Used video games, try to catch them on sale less than $20. If I can catch a new game for less than $20, I'll definitely grab it. So yeah, my fellow collectors, geeks, and yeah, specialists, whatever. I think geeks probably sums it all up. Hopefully you'll understand. Yeah, there's no greater satisfaction than finding a great deal on something that you really like. So anyway, I just finished shooting my Fangoria unboxing video, so you can pop over there if you want to see all the cool Fangos that I picked up this week off eBay. Here's something cool I didn't pay anything for. Is a Ghost Trick ball cap. I actually volunteered as a PA and grip, wound up helping as the script supervisor, so I had a lot of fun on that. Oh yeah, I picked up the first issue of Kick-Ass 2, which, as you should know, Kick-Ass was a really fun superhero, postmodern superhero, ultra-violent movie that came out this year, and there's a new series starting, so go to your local comic book shop and check it out. Oh, this is something I did not buy, but was actually loaned to me by the director of photography for Ghost Trick and also for the entire Tales From Mutantville project, talking about Robert W. Fillion. He loaned me his copy of I, Madman because I've never seen it, but he says it's really cool, so I want to check it out. Alright, let's get started. DVDs. Less than $5. Salem's Lot. Dee-dee. $5. Roger Corman Classics. Hollywood Boulevard. This was Joe Dante's first movie he co-directed with Alan Arkush. There's a legendary story about it, that they pitched the idea to Roger, saying that they could make a great movie or a good motion picture cheaper than he'd ever made one for before. So Roger, being the economic filmmaker that he was, decided, well, if you can make one cheaper, then let's give it a shot. So they came up with Hollywood Boulevard, where they used a lot of alternate takes and footage from every other Roger Corman film that they had footage from. So pretty smart. They just shot a little bit of new, not a little bit, but they shot, you know, a bookending series of footage throughout to hang the story on, and then used all those clips from everything else. There's a cool commentary track on there as well. I started listening to the other day, but I kind of ran out of time. Next up, we have brand new Totoro. Yeah, I know what you want to say. It's a kids movie, but you know what? Totoro, that's a really, really, really special movie. And Hayao Miyazaki is just one of the greatest filmmakers and storytellers on the planet at present. So if you're not into Totoro, I don't know why, but pretty cool stuff. I'll pick this up ultra cheap on sale. Not on Black Friday, but like the day after Black Friday sales. $12 for Supernatural Season 1 DVD. Pretty cool, pretty cool. And I know I mentioned a couple of these, at least one of these, on another video, another Streebo swag video, but I thought I'd bring it up again because this was the one that did it, was 2001, and I got that baby and watched it on the Blu-ray, and I was like, holy cow, it just blew me away. I had forgotten about what a genius Kubrick was for a while, and this kind of brought it all back, and I was like, whoa, this guy was something else. Just watching his work in Blu-ray, and the clarity of it, and the depth of field, and the compositions, and just the way he creates a universe, it's pretty breathtaking. So I went crazy and dug out my Shining Blu-ray. All these, which, mind you, I got for less than $10 or less, at Walmart and used bookstore. Grab Clockwork Orange. So get thee to thy Walmart. Stanley Kubrick is waiting. Doesn't matter if you're a sci-fi fan or a horror fan, or a little of both, or a fan of the weird. That's actually one of my all-time favorite movies right there. A Clockwork Orange. Very, very disturbing when I first saw this. I was 15. Yeah. 15. No, yeah, 15. 16. I was 16 because I was driving. Hard to remember. Way back when. It's been a few years. But my girlfriend at the time, who was a couple years older than me, which I was really proud of at that time, showed me a Clockwork Orange at her house, and wow, I made her turn it off halfway through. I just couldn't take it. It freaked me out. But then for the next 2 weeks, I just kept thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it, and then wound up going back and watching it with her again all the way through. So, very disturbing movie, but I love movies that will push my boundaries and disturb me in some way or another, as long as there's good craft and artifice behind it and good meaning, and it's not just that, you know, typical crap where people just try to be shocking or different just to be different for its own sake. There has to be something behind it, and hopefully there's good craft around it that makes it appealing and enriching to one's life. But that's enough of talking like a goofball. I'll move on here. Got some more stuff that I've picked up. I mentioned one of my favorite directors there just a few minutes ago, David Cronenberg. Or was that on the Fangoria unboxing video? I don't know. You'll have to watch these back to back and tell me. This is the actual original graphic novel for A History of Violence, which, you know, he adapted back in 2005, I believe it was. Here's another one I grabbed for just a few bucks. The Movie Brats. It is how the film generation took over Hollywood. It tells the story of Francis Ford Coppola, George Lucas, Brian De Palma, John Milius, Martin Scorsese, and Steven Spielberg. The guys that defined movies for my generation. I was a kid growing up through all their stuff, and yeah, they just shaped the entire industry and just my filmmaking awareness and world and everything there is about it. So this talks about how they all broke in, their early struggles to make their first few films, so on and so forth. So, very cool book. Looking forward to digging deeper into that. The Stephen King Companion. Pretty cool, huh? The Stephen King Companion is the first general interest book resource guide and reference work for King's millions of fans. Provides a rare glimpse of King himself, a chronology and overview of his writing career, the Playboy interview, King's public talking in Virginia Beach, King trivia, a humorous fictional meeting between a publisher and King, and articles on King's wife Tabitha King, the famous King mansion in Bangor, and its custom-built fence. So all kinds of crap about Stephen King. But I love this kind of stuff because it gives you a behind-the-scenes look at Stephen King and his life and his habits and what influenced him and his views on horror. You know, it shows you what helped to shape, you know, the work itself. So I love this kind of stuff. Oh yeah, I grabbed another couple comics. This came out a few years ago, but I finally got it out of like a $1 box. The finale of the Freddy versus Jason versus Ash miniseries. Pretty cool cover right there. And issue number 1 of Haunt, which was drawn by Todd McFarlane, who you should know for being the creator of McFarlane Toys. Brought us all these awesome action figures here, such as the spider creature from John Carpenter's The Thing. Whoa. And other stuff. You can see my got Pinhead in the back there. There's Leatherface. You got Pai Mei, the White Hermit there. Wolfman's not one of McFarlane's. But anyway, you get the idea. But the writer is also Robert Kirkman, who wrote The Walking Dead, which has now become not only a really awesome horror TV series on TV, but has apparently become it was the most viewed miniseries of 2010. So who knew? You know, horror's blowing up again. Where the movies and the cinema is lagging a little bit behind, although we did have some pretty decent hits with Paranormal Activity 2 and then Saw 3D. TV is picking up the slack, so grabbed another couple really cool books. Filmmaking on the Fringe. This is a book by, where's her name? Maitland McDonough. You'll actually see her in a lot of those documentaries where they talk about horror and stuff, and she interviews a lot of filmmakers in this. Jim Wynorski, Fred Olen Ray, Frank Henenlotter, Paul Bartel, Zalman King, Stuart Gordon, Sam Raimi, Joe Dante, Wes Craven, and many more. I don't think she talks to Roger Corman, but anyway, that's okay. And now, my pièce de résistance. I can't speak French, but I like to throw those little words out there every now and then. Those are my 50-cent words for the day. Bernie Wrightson. You may remember, ding ding ding, if you check out my Heroes Con Streebo Swag Edition, I picked up this awesome Bernie Wrightson print from his Bernie Wrightson's Frankenstein collection. You see there's the monster confronting his maker on a hill. I'm hoping you can see that. I'll try to hold it still for a second there so you can just revel in its majesty. And you can see the signature to good old Streebo down there at the bottom from Bernie Wrightson. I found in a used bookstore one of the single coolest book about Bernie Wrightson's career, out of print, a look back, priced on Amazon. You can't find it for less than $100. I got it for $15. It's packed full of interviews, articles about him, and of course his artwork. And I'm probably going to just flip past every one of them. Alright, let me try it. I'll look first and then show you some cool stuff. Lots of cool stuff. Oh yeah, he's the guy, he was the original artist for the Swamp Thing, so he created the look of the Swamp Thing. You see it pretty easily there on the screen right. There's a lot of cool ones in here. I just have to judge it by, you know, how well I think it'll actually show up on camera. Like this is a good one of some werewolves, if you can see it. Hopefully that came through. Then in the back, oh, you should recognize that one. Frankenstein. Just like the print. Show you another one of the Frankenstein prints. Oh, here's a good one. Here is Frankenstein confronting the monster. I wish I had the light on the other side so I know it would show up better, but hopefully you can see that. And on and on and on. There's the back image. Ooh, zoom in camera. Check out that axe. So, yeah. So that's the kind of storyteller I am. When I'm studying horror specifically, I don't just look at other horror films and filmmakers, though obviously I'm surrounded by, you know, I've got my John Carpenter movies right here. I've got Spielberg, I've got Del Toro, Cronenberg. I study the movies, but I also study their roots. That's why I've got the Tales from the Crypt stuff, you know, like if you've seen my interview with Al Feldstein, the original writer, artist, and editor of Tales from the Crypt, right up there, pull it down, look over, go watch that video, very cool stuff. He was the guy that influenced Romero, all those guys. He influenced Bernie Wrightson. Bernie Wrightson influenced the modern generation, guys like Steve Niles, so on and so forth, myself. Hopefully I can help pass some of this inspiration on to you. And thank you for joining me again for this edition of Streebo Swag Edition. We will be working on a Mutantville Players Club podcast to close out 2010 and ring in a brand new 2011 very soon. And I'm going to also do my Streebo Q&A and give away awesome free vintage Fangorias. I was going to hold one up for you, but I can't find them right now, so I'll just show you the cover to Bernie Wrightson's A Look Back again as we close out this video.